श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे। निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण। Thank you so much, Mataji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji, for that wonderful Mangalacharan recital. Thank you very much for waiting for me to start this session. I really apologize. It is not true Vaishnava etiquette to keep our mentors waiting. So I am really asking for forgiveness. We are reading the Srimad Bhagavatam. We are on the third canto, chapter 15. And the text for today is text 14. And
14?
14.
Oh.
But because yesterday we didn't have quorum, so we didn't do 14. But if you are doing 15, then we can do 14 on another day. But,
very good.
But we can, if you want, we can do 14 and 15, whatever is comfortable, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare
I hand over to you.
We want to welcome everyone for coming together this evening for continuing study of Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna Bhakti Yoga, and continuing with Canto 3, Chapter 15, Text 14. Lord Brahma is speaking to the demigods, we may remember. They were concerned about these two demons in the womb of deity. And so Lord Brahma is speaking to them. More history of what's happening. Describing the four sons, his four sons, Sanaka, Sanatan, Sanandana, and Sanat Kumara, and how they traveled to the Vaikuntha planets. This is one of those special sections of Srimad Bhagavatam that describe in detail the spiritual sky, Vaikunthas. So text 14. Vasanti yatra purusha. Sarve Vaikuntha.
Vasanti yatra purusha.
Sarve Vaikuntha murtaya.
Sarve Vaikuntha martaya.
Ye nimita nimitena.
Ye nimita nimitena.
Dharmendradayan harim.
Dharmendradayan harim.
Prashanti yatra purusha.
Vasanti yatra purusha.
Sarve Vaikuntha murtaya.
Sarve Vaikuntha murtaya.
Ye nimita nimitena.
Ye nimita nimitena.
Dharmendradayan harim.
Dharmendradayan harim.
Chant, please.
Vasanti yatra purusha.
Vashanti yatra purusha.
Sarve Vaikuntha mrutaya.
Sarve Vaikuntha
murtaya.
Ye nimita nimitena.
Ye nimita
nimitena.
Dharmendra radhayan harim.
Dharmendradayan harim. Vasanti yatra purushaha.
Vasanti
yatra purusha.
Sarve Vaikunta murtayaha.
Sarve Vaikuntha murtaya.
Ye animittanimittena. निमित्तनिमित्तेन
Ye nimitta nimitena
धर्मेन्द्राराधयान् हरिम्.
dharmenaradayan hari.
Hari.
Hare Hare.
Thank you.
Murli Gopal, would you like to read once?
Yes. Vasanti yatra purushaha
Prashanti yatra purusha
पुरुषः
sarve vaikunta mrutayaha
sarve
सर्वे
vaikuntha mrtaya
वैकुण्ठमूर्तयः
ye nimita nimitena
ye nimitta nimitena
निमित्तनिमित्तेन
dharmaneradhara harim
dharmena radayan hari.
धर्मेणाराधयान् हरिम्.
Prashanti,
Vashanti.
they live.
They live.
Yatra,
Yatra.
यत्र
where?
Where?
Purusha,
Purusha.
पुरुषः
persons.
Persons.
persons
Sarve,
Survey.
सर्वे
all.
all
oh
Vaikuntha mrtaya,
Vaikuntha Murti.
वैकुण्ठमूर्तयः
having a four-handed form similar to that of the Lord, Supreme Lord Vishnu.
having a
a
four-handed form
form
similar to that
similar
of the Supreme Lord
to Lord.
Vishnu.
Yea,
Yea.
Ye
those Vaikuntha persons.
Those
those
Vaikuntha
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 persons,
persons.
Animita,
Anumita.
Animita,
without desire for sense gratification.
Without desire
without
without
for
desire
sense
desire
for
for
sense
sense
gratification.
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 Nimitena,
Nimitena.
Tena,
caused by.
Caused by.
Caused
caused by
Dharmena,
Dharmena.
dharmena,
by devotional service.
By
by
devotional service.
devotional service.
Abradayam,
Radhaya.
Aradhaya,
continuously worshiping.
continuously
continuously
worshipping
worshiping
Harim,
Harim.
Hare
Him
unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Unto
onto the
unto the
Supreme
Supreme
Personality of
Personality of
Godhead.
Godhead.
Translation purport by ISKCON BBT founder Acharya His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada.
Shri Prabhupada ki
Translation.
jai.
In the Vaikuntha planets, all the residents are similar in form to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They all engage in devotional service to the Lord without desires for sense gratification. Purport. The residents in the form of living in Vaikuntha are described in this verse. The residents are all like the Supreme Personality of Godhead Narayan. In the Vaikuntha planets, Krishna's plenary feature as four-handed Narayan is the predominating deity. And the residents of Vaikuntha Loka are also four-handed, just contrary to our conception here in the material world. In Vaikuntha Loka, there is no occupation but the service of the Lord, and this service is not rendered with a purpose. Although every service has a particular result, the devotees never aspire for the fulfillment of their own desires. Their desires are fulfilled by rendering transcendental loving service to the Lord. And the text again, Lord Brahma is speaking to the demigods. In the Vaikuntha planets, all the residents are similar in form to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They all engage in devotional service to the Lord without desires for sense gratification. Very unique, rare information. And not everyone is interested, unfortunately, in this information. Within the Vedic scriptures, so vast, so many sections. So one section, there is 18 Puranas. And they're divided into 3 groups. One group of 6 is aimed at those who are more in tamagun, the mode of ignorance. Another 6, those in the mode of passion. And the other last 6 for those in sattvagun, more in sattvagun. So why have these different categories? Has anyone heard why? Has anyone heard why there are these categories in the Puranas? Because the whole purpose of the Vedic scriptures, we learn, is to awaken the attitude of acknowledging the divine, acknowledging Bhagavan, becoming humble and respectful to higher beings. But because people are have different characters, they aren't all attracted to the same type of worship. Some people are by nature attracted to the worship of Durga Ma, Bhadrakali, and Chandi, the different forms of Ma Durga. And you may know that, of course, the Bhadrakali and Bhairavani, they are representative of the violence, drinking blood, and cutting off heads of dacoits. And they're worshipped, at least Bhadrakali and those forms of Durga, offering wine, meat, things that are in the mode of ignorance, tamagun. But at least the devotees, the humans, are acknowledging a higher power and doing puja. So at least that is happening. So that's a step forward. And then other souls in the mode of passion are attracted to Ganesh. You have a good business, get things, Lord Shiva, worship him to get things. Not so attracted to Lord Vishnu. According to the modes of nature, a person's nature of mind, we see some people like this kind of vegetable, some people don't, some people like this kind of drink, some people don't like that kind of drink. There's, right, differences, what people are attracted to. So Bhagavan is, of course, most intelligent, and he has given the Vedic scriptures in such a way that it doesn't matter almost what level of consciousness someone is on, they can be enthused and instructed to begin bowing down, making pranams and worshiping, to appreciate Lord Vishnu and Lord Krishna really requires sattva guna. Everyone knows if you need money or better luck, worship Ganeshji. If you money, wealth, Lord Shiva, Durga, like this, isn't it? If you want to hurt someone, get back at someone, do puja to Bhadrakali, Chandi. But Lord Vishnu, he is not known generally for giving so many things. not that type of God. He does give. But in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna speaks about this, I think in the 9th chapter. Or rather it's, I think, in the 7th chapter. Lord Krishna is describing himself. You hear, after many births and deaths, he was actually in knowledge surrenders unto me, knowing me to be the cause of all causes and all that is. Such a great soul is very rare. Those whose intelligence has been stolen by material desires, stolen, surrender unto demigods, and follow the particular rules and regulations of worship according to their own natures. I am in everyone's heart as a super soul. As soon as one desires to worship some demigod, I make his faith steady so that he can devote himself to that particular deity. Endowed with such a faith, he endeavors to worship a particular demigod and obtains his desires. But in actuality, these benefits are bestowed by me alone. Men of small intelligence worship the demigods, and their fruits are limited and temporary. Those who worship the demigods go to the planets of the demigods, but my devotees ultimately reach my supreme planet. Men of small intelligence, meaning in the Tama, in Rajagun, the lower modes of nature, there isn't consciousness, there isn't very much consciousness that I am a spiritual being. Neither is there very much ability to control the senses and desires in the lower modes of nature. Very passionate. And I just want this and I want it soon. So let me worship Durga. Let me worship Ganeshji. Quickly I'll get something. More quickly than if I try and worship Lord Vishnu. Although that's not necessarily true. But so because the people want things of this world as quickly as possible, the demigods give, depending on our karma, they give more quickly. But someone who is wise, who is truly spiritually illuminated in the sattva guna, they're not as interested. I mean, I like a lot of money too, but I don't want to stay in the repeated cycle of birth and death, just chasing a bank balance. That's kind of stupid. Why would I do such a thing to myself? Why, I like good food too, but I'm not going to become so mad after eating in different restaurants and then I take another birth, I don't want to do that. So that's wisdom. And it takes some births, as Lord Krishna explained. It takes time for us to become discouraged that I'm never going to find permanent happiness in this world. I'm done with this place. It takes time for us to get burned out. And we do need to be burned out significantly. Otherwise, if we're not burned out of this material world, then we'll be interested more in this world and we'll stay here. And we won't want to listen to those crazy Hare Krishnas talking about Vaikuntha and all these things. Crazy people walking around in pajamas. Because of the modes of nature, that's all. That's all it is. It's almost automatic. It is kind of automatic. What people like, don't like, materially. Lord Krishna explains that according to our past karma, we all have different bodies, and some bodies like broccoli, some don't. Some like this kind of music, some don't. It's according to the modes of nature. So here in this wonderful verse and purport, we actually have an opportunity to hear about the spiritual world. But in the verse, they all engage in devotional service to the Lord without desires for sense gratification. In Vaikuntha Loka, there is no occupation but the service of the Lord, and this service is not rendered with a purpose. One thing that helps is you don't have a material body that has purpose. You don't have to get a job and get a flat and buy food at the store and all these. You don't have much to have a purpose for. So, but even so, with or without that kind of needy body, there's so many other bodies that we are related to. Someone says, well, I don't want to serve. I don't serve anyone. Really? You work hard and buy food for your dog, don't you? Your family members. Well, I want to do that. Yes, you want to do, but the point is you have to do that, and they're needy, and you have a body that's needy and it's always wanting stuff. So, but in Vaikuntha Loka, so service is not rendered with a purpose. They just love, just like us. I mean, we hopefully, I mean, most likely we do some things sometimes just out of love. We just do something for a mother, a father, friends, just to be nice, just out of love, right? We do that. Sure, we do. A mother doesn't have to bake biscuits for her child, but she just out of love, happy to see the child happy, or whatever it is. We enjoy making other people happy, don't we? Isn't that, it is happiness. People who aren't married or have friends, they get a pet, right? They get a pet bird, mouse, or dog. And they enjoy it. The dog is happy to see me when I come home, wagging the tail. We enjoy that. And we're miserable, even although some people sometimes they act a little crusty. They, oh, I don't need any relationship. But they do. They do. So in the spiritual world, in our original identity, fully awakened self-realization, we just enjoy offering loving service to Krishna, to Lord Vishnu and his devotees. It's not just that there's Lord Vishnu and us, there's so many other devotees, people. There are couples in the spiritual world, male form, female form, companions, and they certainly they have a relationship. But it's all in loving devotion to Lord Vishnu, Lord Nrsimhadev, Ram, Lord Narayan, according to our attraction. So that's what they do. Make cookies for Lord Vishnu. Make flower garlands. Everyone has some service that they do. They feel love for Lord Vishnu, just like we have love for anyone else. We love our father, grandfather, uncle. We do things for them. So people very busy doing things, they just love Lord Vishnu. So Srila Prabhupada informs us the residents and the form of living in Vaikuntha are described. The residents are all like the Supreme Personality of God in Narayan. In the Vaikuntha planets, Krishna's plenary feature as four-handed Narayan is the predominating deity, and the residents of Vaikuntha Loka are also four-handed. Get a lot of stuff done, right? If you have four hands, wow. We're rolling the paratas and chapatis, and then two other hands are doing something. That's pretty neat. Nowhere in the material world do we find a human being with four hands, no? So these descriptions of the spiritual world, they're in various places of the Vedic scriptures. I mentioned the Puranas. and the different categories of Puranas. And then there's 6 for those in Sattvaguna. I don't remember the names of all of them. The Padma Purana, the Bhagavat Purana, the Vishnu Purana, the Garuda Purana. I can't remember the other 2. There's 6. So the Padma Purana, in the chapter called Uttara Kanda, there is many verses describing Lord Vishnu and Mother Lakshmi and the spiritual world. Yes. In various places in Srila Prabhupada's books, we find quotations from the Padma Purana. Oh, Varaha Purana. And then in the Vishnu Purana, there's mention, Garuda Purana. So it not just in this Bhagavad, but in various places, there's mention of Vaikuntha. And we know in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna in the 8th chapter, so much focus in the 8th chapter of Bhagavad Gita about the eternal realm beyond this one. For one who always remembers me without deviation, I am easy to obtain, O son of Prita, because of his constant engagement in devotional service. After attaining me, the great souls who were yogis in devotion never return to this temporary world, which is full of miseries, because they have attained the highest perfection. From the highest planet down to the lowest, all are places of misery, wherein repeated birth and death take place. But one who attains to my abode, O son of Kunti, never takes birth again. Let's see the Sanskrit. Mam upecha tu kautaya. O Arjuna, unto me arriving, upecha. Punar janma navidyate. Puna janma, never, never. Vidyate takes place. Never takes birth again. And then in the next text, by human calculation, 1,000 ages taken together form the duration of Brahma's one day, and such also is the duration of his night. At the beginning of Brahma's day, all living entities become manifest from the unmanifest, and thereafter, when the night falls, they are merged into the unmanifest again. Everything, the whole universe, is inhaled by Lord Mahavishnu. It just disappears. Imagine a piece of paper, you crumple it up, throw it in the waste paper basket, gone. So the whole everything it stays within the body of Lord Mahavishnu during the night of Lord Brahma, and then it's manifest again. Again and again, when Brahma's day arrives, all living entities come into being, and with the arrival of Brahma's night, they are helplessly annihilated. Paras tasmat tu bhavan yo vyakto vyaktat sanatana yasa saveshu bhuteshu nashyatsuda vinashati. Yet there is another unmanifest nature, which is eternal and is transcendental to this manifested and unmanifested matter. It is supreme and is never annihilated. When all in this world is annihilated, that part remains as it is. Wow. That's something to meditate upon. Even now, isn't it? Wherever we are, London or Kenya or India, wherever we are, there's so many places on this earth, isn't it? Buenos Aires, and Brazil, Argentina. There's so much going on. Shanghai, China, Anchorage, Alaska, in the United States. There's so much going on. And so there's the spiritual realm, and there's so much going on, but it never is destroyed. Srila Prabhupada writes, Krishna's superior spiritual energy is transcendental and eternal. Consciousness, it's eternal. It is beyond all the changes of material nature, which is manifest and annihilated during the days and nights of Brahma. Krishna's superior energy is completely opposite in quality to material nature. Superior and inferior nature are explained in the 7th chapter. Avyakto shar ityuktas tam ahu paramam gatim yan prapya na nivartante tadam paramamama. It's a good verse to memorize. Avyakta, unmanifested. Akshara, infallible. Iti, thus. Ukta is said. Tam, that. Ahu is known. Paramam, the ultimate. Gatim, destination. Yam, which. Prapya, gaining, like Prapti, city. Na, never. Nivartante, come back. So, na, nivartante, never come back. Tat, that. Dam, abode. Paramam, supreme. Mama, my. That which the Vedantas describe as unmanifest and infallible, that which is known as the supreme destination, that place from which, having attained it, one never returns, that is my supreme. We don't glorify His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada for nothing, for so much good reason. You know, I mentioned how in one lecture, one point in time, His Divine Grace ended by saying, so if you think that maybe I have given you something a little valuable, then I ask you to please take advantage, work together, share it with us. And so we sing in Guru Puja, Shri Guru Charana Padma, Kevala Bhakati Sadma. Srila Prabhupada also mentioned at some point that if you could just understand how fortunate you are, you would dance like peacocks. Because, you know, sometimes it's challenging. Our life is challenging because of our past karma, and there's so many things we have to deal with. It's not always easy to feel ecstatic and happy about Krishna consciousness because we have our physical body and then other people's bodies and troubles and issues, the weather. But we are very, very fortunate. And even though we are living year after year dealing with whatever we deal with, we will go back to Godhead. We are on the path. We are traveling over this ocean of material existence day by day, one day at a time, 1 week at a time. And we can't always feel within, we don't usually feel that ecstatic, wow, the spiritual world, Prabhupada. It's just, it's hard enough just getting through the day sometimes. But we do have opportunities for sure where we feel it, and we remember, wow, I am so fortunate. Just keep on traveling. We're not alone. We're all in a boat. We're all struggling. I'm struggling. Everyone's struggling to one degree or the other. It's an ocean being bounced up and down, and sharks circling, lightning from the storms. It's like, oh my God. But somehow to stay strapped in. Usually in lifeboats, there's a rope. So in case you do fall over, you can get pulled in. So we should at least keep our rope attached so that occasionally if we get bounced out, we feel like we're bounced out. We can haul ourselves in, which means relationships with other devotees, you know, at least one or two friends, mentors in devotional service that we trust and we can call upon. I think I went overboard. Can you help? And they can help get us back on the boat. Or maybe we think we fell out of the boat, but we didn't. But it feels like that. So they can help us appreciate, no, I haven't fallen away. just the society of devotees, which is very precious, isn't it? We have each other and the traveling sannyasis, spiritual masters, of course, His divine grace, fully present in various ways. So he writes, the supreme abode of the personality of Godhead Krishna is described in the Brahma Samhita as Chintamani Dham, a place where all desires are fulfilled. The supreme abode of Lord Krishna, known as Goloka Vrindavan, is full of palaces made of touchstone. There are also trees called desire trees that supply any type of eatable upon demand. No money involved. You don't have to bring a sack of groceries back from the store, haul it upstairs to your flat. No, you just go to a tree and you offer to Krishna. And there are cows known as Sarabi cows, which supply a limitless supply of milk. And why not? You know, that's just some fantasy. You've been smoking ganja or something. Maybe. But why not? There's so many places on this planet which are nicer than other places. Why not? Why not? There's no answer to that. All someone can say is, well, I'm not sure I believe that, or I don't want to think about it right now, but we don't know. No one can say, no, that can't be. Well, you can say that, but you don't know that. And why should this person be lying? Not only that, why so many other very intelligent people be interested in it? They can't all be crazy. I don't think. Probably not. Maybe, but so many hundreds and hundreds. It's probably something to this that I may not be able to fully grasp. Maybe. Which is something we can suggest to people. Why not? It may seem just so new and the information is so radical compared to anything that we've heard before. But so what? We learn so many things from people who travel around the world and tell us about places that they visited. Wow, really? Like I heard, I forget where, but there's some part of some ocean where there's a huge hole and the ocean is going in it like a whirlpool. Whoa. Amazing. No. Well, you don't know. Some people do. You may not know, but other people do know or can know. How's that for a radical concept? And there's so many things we learn every day. So we are encouraged to have an open mind, to just allow for the possibility. So anyway, we're not just allowing for the possibility. We feel very confident in this information. In this abode, the Lord is served by hundreds of thousands of goddesses of fortune, Lakshmis, and he is called Govinda, the primal Lord, and the cause of all causes. The Lord is accustomed to blow his flute. Yes, God plays a flute. Why not? We play musical instruments. Why should he be denied? No, you ask people that. Well, how can God wear a peacock? Well, why not? You wear different clothes. Why can't God do that if he wanted to? Of course he can. Don't be silly. But it is fantastic to some people. The Lord is accustomed to blow his flute, Vainam Quanantam. His transcendental form is the most attractive in all the worlds. His eyes are like lotus petals, and the color of his body is like the color of clouds. He is so attractive that his beauty excels that of thousands of cupids. He wears saffron cloth, a garland around his neck, and a peacock feather in his hair. Beautiful. In the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna gives only a small hint of his personal abode, Goloka Vrindavan, which is the supermost planet in the spiritual kingdom. A vivid description is given in the Brahma Samhita. Vedic literatures like the Katha Upanishad state that there is nothing superior to the abode of the Supreme Godhead, and that that abode is the ultimate destination. When one attains to it, he never returns to the material world. Krishna's supreme abode and Krishna himself are non-different, being of the same quality. On this earth, Vrindavan, 90 miles southeast of Delhi, is a replica of that supreme Goloka Vrindavan located in the spiritual sky. When Krishna descended on this earth, he sported on that particular tract of land known as Vrindavan, comprising about 168 square miles in the district of Mathura, India. And then again, another mention in the 15th chapter, where Lord Krishna is describing this creation. He says, Natad Vashayate Suryo, na Shanko, na Pavaka, Yad Gatva, na Nivartante, Tad Dam Padamamama. Another good verse to memorize. That supreme abode of mine is not illumined by the sun or moon, nor by fire or electricity. Those who reach it never return to this material world. Haribo. The spiritual world, the abode of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, which is known as Krishna Loka, Goloka Vrindavan, is described here. In the spiritual sky, there is no need of sunshine, moonshine, fire, or electricity. That's good. No more electricity bills. Because all the planets are self-luminous. We have only one planet in this universe, the sun, which is self-luminous, but all the planets in the spiritual sky are self-luminous. The shining effulgence of all those planets, called Vaikunthas, constitute the shining sky known as the Brahmajyotir. Actually, the effulgence is emanating from the planet of Krishna, Goloka Vrindavan. Part of that shining effulgence is covered by the Mahatattva, the material world. So this whole material world is described like a cloud in the big sky, in the big spiritual sky of Vaikuntha. There's a cloud, and that cloud is this material world where we are. Other than this, the major portion of that shining sky is full of spiritual planets, which are called Vaikunthas, chief of which is Goloka Vrindavan. As long as a living entity is in this dark material world, he is in conditional life. But as soon as he reaches the spiritual sky, by cutting through the false, perverted tree of this world, he becomes liberated. Then there is no chance of his coming back here. In his conditional life, the living entity considers himself to be the Lord of this material world. But in his liberated state, he enters into the spiritual kingdom and becomes an associate of the Supreme Lord. There he enjoys eternal bliss, life, and full knowledge. One should be captivated by this information. So that's us. That's me and it's you. We should be captivated. We should desire to transfer himself to that eternal world and extricate himself from this false reflection. It is, for one who is too much attached, it is very difficult to cut that attachment. But if he takes to Krishna consciousness, there's a chance of gradually becoming detached. One has to associate himself with devotees, those who are in Krishna consciousness. One should search out a society dedicated to Krishna consciousness and learn how to discharge devotional service, which mostly means hearing about Krishna and hearing about the spiritual world so we can be attracted. By hearing these things, our mind becomes enthused. Yes, I want to go there. I want to do that. But that's only possible by associating with pure devotees like His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada and those in the line from him and the other three sampradayas. One cannot become detached from the attraction of the material world simply by dressing in saffron. He must become attached to the devotional service of the Lord. Therefore, one should take it very seriously that devotional service, as described in the 12th chapter, is the only way to get out of this false representation of the real tree. So basically, the more that we learn about Krishna and hear about Krishna, will become more attached to him, will be able to have a reason to be attracted and appreciate Krishna and love Krishna. And as much as our attraction to Krishna grows, we become eligible to go back to the spiritual world. Very simple. The words paramama are very important. Actually, every nook and corner is the property of the Supreme Lord, but the spiritual world is parama, full of 6 opulences. The Katha Upanishad confirms that in the spiritual world, there is no need of sunshine, moonshine, or stars. Natatra Surya Bhatina Chandra Tarakam. For the whole spiritual sky is illuminated by the internal potency of the Supreme Lord. That supreme abode can be achieved only by surrender and by no other means. So here, in today's we'll go back to Srimad Bhagavatam, and Lord Brahma is describing how his 4 sons, they are surrendered to Lord Vishnu. They are awakened in their attraction to Lord Vishnu, and they have such they are so much self-realized they can actually travel to Vaikuntha. And that's what's happening here. Any questions or comments? Any discussion?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Such a wonderful session today, as always. Prabhuji, I was thinking, in the first place, why did the Lord give us, do these 3 modes of material nature? And why did he make more prominent for some? For ignorance is more prominent for some persons. For passion is more prominent, or goodness is more prominent in some people. So why is it? Why did he, in the first place, make these material modes, Prabhuji?
That's a good question here. Why did Krishna, why did Bhagavan create these modes of nature? Srila Prabhupada explains in that 15th chapter and other places that we created it. We create. That according to our desires to enjoy in different ways, there's different modes of nature. The higher planets, the heavenly planets, there's so much more in the mode of sattva guna, and then above them, where the great sages and mystics go, Janaloka, Tapaloka, is so much sattva guna, because that's what they want. We fall from the spiritual world originally with a capacity for complete purity, but because of our rebelliousness against Krishna, we are put into lower and lower modes of nature. Here, I was just reminded in this, where is that? I think it's in the 14th chapter. There is a chapter called The 3 Modes of Material Nature. There's a lot of detail there. But here, no, actually, I mean, there is a lot of information, but in the 16th chapter, the divine and demoniac natures, here, in the 16th chapter about demoniac nature, that some of us, self-complacent, always impudent, deluded by wealth and false prestige, meaning very much in the bodily concept of life and not wanting to think about the spiritual, proudly performing sacrifices in name only, bewildered by false ego, strength, pride, lust, and anger. Such persons become resentful of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is situated in their own bodies and in the bodies of others, blaspheme against their real religion. Those who are envious and mischievous, who are the lowest among men, I perpetually cast into the ocean of material existence, into various demoniac species of life, because that's what they think they want. Let me drink and smoke and chase men, chase women, and be against God and be an atheist. Well, if that's what you want, then that's where you're going to be. That's all. And if you want to see here, attaining repeated birth amongst the species of demoniac life, O son of Kunti, such persons can never approach me. Meaning it's very, very hard. Gradually, they sink down to the most abominable type of existence. There are 3 gates leading to this: lust, anger, and greed. Every sane man should give these up, for they lead to the degradation of the soul. The man who has escaped these 3 gates of lust, anger, and greed, O son of Kunti, performs acts conducive to self-realization and gradually attain. We become cleansed. We become healed. But he who discards scriptural injunctions and acts according to his own whims attains neither perfection, happiness, or the supreme destination. One should therefore understand what is duty, what is not duty from scripture. Knowing such rules and regulations, one should act so that he may be gradually elevated. So it's up to us. If we don't want to be elevated, or we think we don't want to be elevated, we think it's happy to be an atheist and against God, then until we change our mind, we're going to be in lower modes of nature. We created it. In the beginning of the 15th chapter, Lord Krishna states that this whole material world, it exists on our desire. It's here because we want it. Just like the government there in Kenya or India or anywhere. Generally, I mean, there are some governments that are cruel, but generally, they don't want a prison. It costs a lot of money to keep prisons. And usually, I mean, most governments just don't arrest people and throw them in jail for no reason. It's expensive. But unfortunately, there's people who, by their actions, they need to be in a prison. So the government builds a prison, right?
Yes.
It's there because people are doing things that demand that there's a prison. And so the same way, Lord Krishna, Lord Vishnu, Bhagavan, he doesn't want us here. And the whole Bhagavad Gita is about come back to me. But we created it.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes.
Yeah. It's no one's fault, which is sometimes a little hard to swallow. But it's in the mirror, the one that's looking back at me, that's who's responsible. So we made some bad choices. Kush, do you have your hand up?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. So, we have one more attendee today. He wants to meet you on video call.
I missed that. What is that? Your son wants to take part?
Yeah. I'll show him one moment.
How is your son? She's doing good?
Oh, look at him. So
So handsome he is.
Yeah, he was
Very
wow.
nice.
he was
And he's smiling.
Thank you.
Oh.
he was looking at you the whole while you were lecturing, and like he was so happy. I haven't seen him so happy in a while. I think he knows
So
you.
good.
You
May
must
he
let
love
him
the
join every
devotees.
Wednesday, every Sundays.
Yes, I'll try my best. And like
Look at
and
him, he's so cute.
and you said like you said that we should get blessings from him for all devotees. So you said like we should get blessings for him from different Vaishnavas. So that's why I brought him here. So you all can bless him.
Very
That he
nice.
might
Yes.
progress in devotional service.
May he love devotees. If we can love devotees, we are safe.
Thank you.
Yes, we are safe.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you
Krishna.
so much.
Okay. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Thank you so much, Mataji, and everyone for your blessings.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you for bringing him on this meeting. This is a club he's going to be joining every Sunday.
Yeah, we'll try. And when he grows up, then he will ask questions also.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, Kush
Prabhu,
is determined that his son will be very devoted to the Vaishnavas.
All because of your blessings. And he was looking at you. I haven't seen him so happy. When you were lecturing, he was all the while looking
Yeah,
at you and
he's
saying, "Oh,
happy because if this American Malachi can be a devotee, I'm not going to have a problem.
he knows you maybe somehow. So he was looking at you.
Look, he's laughing as well.
Thank you so much, Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. What's his name, Prabhuji?
His name, Kush?
Keshav Madhav.
Keshav Madhav.
Keshav Madhav.
Wow,
Very nice.
very nice.
Very
Nice names.
His
Hari
Holiness
Bol.
Somapad Swami named him Keshav Madhav.
Keshav Madhav. Very nice.
Sorry, who named him?
His Holiness Romapad Swami Maharaj.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Jai.
Jai.
Yes. So, Prabhuji, I had a quick question. So, when we fell down from the eternal world, or from wherever we came, because I don't believe that I was in the eternal world, yeah, I must be somewhere else to be here, because I know that once you are in the eternal world, you don't fall down. But wherever I was, I'm here now. So, do we go through the various lokas? So first we were really pure in the sattva guna, and we were in the mahaloka, and then we got more envious, and our sadhana became more diluted, and we came down. And if we become in the mode of ignorance now that we are in this bhuloka, we might even go at in the patal loks. Is there a gradation, or just you just
Yeah,
because of
originally we land in the topmost planets with the best modes of nature, and if we want, we could go back, take a U-turn, as they say. But most don't, and continue because of their sinful activities. Go lower and lower and lower. We see that when we to the extent that we don't, as Lord Krishna was saying, we don't follow the directions of the scripture, one of the bad karmas is that our desires to be sinful increase. That's scary. If we, to the extent that we don't follow the regular principles strictly, one of the reactions tends to be more desires to do it. And it just, there's no end until we put our feet in the sand and just, I'm not doing that again. And however hard it is, I'm not doing it again. Because every time, then there's more desires to keep doing it, and it's a mess. So it takes time. But yeah, so go lower and lower until we stop being stupid, stop making wrong decisions, surrender to Krishna. Yes, there is God. I'm not God. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this. I want to go back. I want to go back home. Just like we do with our parents when we leave sometimes. I don't want to talk to you again. And then we're knocking on the door 2 years later. Oh, I'm out of money. I don't know what to do. Can I please come back? Yes, but you have to get counseling because we can't have, you have to be healed. I know you want to live with us and we want you to live with us, but there's certain thinking patterns that really have to be fixed. So sometimes we wonder, why doesn't Krishna just take us back?
Yeah.
We're still dirty laundry. That's why we couldn't stay there. We're not ready, really. I mean, it does take time, a little time.
Yeah. How stupid of us. We were all up there, and then we fell down and down and down, and not to realize that we are falling down.
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah.
So Lord Krishna comes again and again, sends his various representatives all over the world according to people's ability, the different preachers, prophets. Right? We hear Srila Prabhupada explaining. Even Jesus said, I would tell you more, but you hath not the ears to hear it. Buddha is said to have said the same thing. I could tell you more, but you're not able to understand. They knew. Which is right how a teacher, no teacher wastes their time teaching third level geometry. You have to do the algebra and fractions first, right? I mean, you could show, oh, there's such a thing, geometry. Just like us. There's such a thing, Radha Krishna Prem. Okay, let me just follow the 4 regular principles and chant my japa right now. But it's good to know that, oh, that's where I'm heading. Geometry. Goloka Vrindavan. So there's no harm. Any other questions or discussion?
No, Prabhuji, I don't think there are any questions or discussion because we have already exhausted our time for today. The class went on so fast that we didn't realize that we have overshooted by 10 minutes. So I apologize to everybody. Let us conclude the class. Gayatri Mataji, are you able to end the session for today? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Yes, Mataji. Please. May I please request everyone to unmute and chant one round of Hare Krishna Mahamantra in glorification of His grace. Dina Sharanadasa Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Grantraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. His Grace Dina Sharanadasa Prabhuji ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrind ki jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Mataji.
Wish everyone well. May we all have strength to keep in the lifeboat of Srila Prabhupada's shelter back to the
Hari
spiritual world.
Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji, for ending the
Thank you.
session. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.